the city of Nazareth. It's crawling with wonderful restaurants that serve fresh kebabs. They got pizzas, breads, pastries, pita bread, all kinds of deliciousness. I could smell this place from about a block away, so I had to come over. And this is looking out into the city of Nazareth, just at the street, all the trash that's there. But let's go to the Basilica of the Annunciation, where it's believed that Mary first received the message from the angel. It's a beautiful building and has all kinds of ancient stonework in there. This building right here probably goes back at least 200 years. And the Microsoft building, which is pretty much city center in Nazareth. And let's see if I can go back up. This is kind of like what the corridors look like up here. Quite nice and modern in a lot of these buildings. Modern things. I just have to get something real quick in here. Don't mind me. Alright, I don't know why it's so dark in this place. Alright. So this used to be a KFC to the right, and to the left there is a place that used to be Stars Coffee, almost like a Starbucks equivalent. There's a jewelry store here, and as you get into the main strip right here. Alright, there's all kinds of traffic, and what's so striking about the city is about every maybe 5 minutes there's a bus. Sometimes there will be 4 people on a bus, maybe 6 people. But a lot of the time you look on some of the buses that don't have strong tint, and there may be no one on the bus besides the bus driver. But traffic is a free-for-all, quite chaotic. It's like every person for himself. But I will say that the cars are quite respectful of the pedestrians around here. It's just the fact, or, if you want to take your life in your own hand and go, the people will give you space to go in there. As I say, there's all kinds of lovely restaurants around here, and it's very easy to travel between the restaurants and things. Like I say, the traffic can be chaotic, and the guys that are the most confident, it's the confidence for me, is or are those scooter and motorcycle riders. You'll see those guys getting in and out of traffic, going around blind corners, going right in front of cars, fearless, no fear, confident, bold, courageous, what have you. There's the old Adventist AWR, Adventist World Aviation 360 building, which looks like it's been vacant for a long time. Here we're starting to get into Tel Aviv here. You can tell by the modern buildings, it's more New World looking, Got the architecture here. This is a Sabbath in Jerusalem. You see the Jews in the street. Since they're not driving their cars, they're walking. So it's almost like, why are you driving your car on the Sabbath day? They're very, they almost give you these confused looks as to why are you driving on this holy day? This is Shabbat. So here we are looking over the Valley of Kidron, and then you have a lot of these grave sites, but the original walls of the Jerusalem city can be found underneath a lot of the buildings and cemeteries. So a lot of these original, that's a pillar, the top of a pillar, mind you, and that's the chapel or cathedral there, which Jesus was supposed to be condemned, right there. There's some old graves, I think they're Muslim graves outside of the Jerusalem wall. There's the Mount of Olives across the way with the Garden of Gethsemane right there. And this is inside one of the, column things on the side of the old Jerusalem, kind of overlooking the Muslim grave sites, the Arab Muslim side on this side over here. And here you have the graves. As you walk across some of these, it's very hollow. It's like you got to step proper so you don't break through, like you see this grave site here. It looks like on this side there's not too much work going on, but in some places there are workers having work being done. So from this angle it looks like there's steps here, but from the other side it just looks like graves all over the place. This is the birthplace of Virgin Mary, and they happen to open up right when I was here, but these corridors that the cars go through are very tight. So as you go into here, there's a little chapel area, and you can light candles and look at the the saints and the people along the wall. Very nice paintings. I think these are originals right here. And as you go down, it goes down probably like 1 to 2 stories deep into the ground, because if you think about it, the original Jerusalem and the second Jerusalem, they were pretty much underground, and then as time went on, the later generations just built and built on top of them. So some of the strongest structures are these that were built upon the foundations of the past. So apparently if you go down here, we're going to like the, I guess you'd call it the first Jerusalem era. So this is probably what it would have looked like many years ago. Check that out. I think people back in the day had to have been tinier, because I'm kind of crouching through here. You see corridors and stuff like that, but apparently down here is where Mary was born, the birthplace of Mary. So this must have been the basement floor, or maybe the first floor. And then there's like a duct going up there. Kind of cool. Now here we go into one of the churches that are built close to that original place where Mary was born. And pretty much every time there's a place of historical or biblical significance, there's a chapel or a Catholic church built right next to it or on top of it. So it's kind of cool to see this underground architecture. And look at this. These are ruins that were excavated, and it seems like every other day they're excavating more and more things. This is a Roman cistern. Apparently this was a cistern in which, when the angel stirred the water, the crippled people could somehow get down to the water and get healed. It's absolutely outstanding to be down here, and I had to walk down about 1 to 2 stories to get down here. And believe it or not, there's pigeons up there, and there's actually water still down here. And I think pilgrims from many different places get in the water, maybe for their healing benefits or just be refreshed. And people love taking pictures under these doorways, because these buildings go back to the time of the Romans, and if you go down lower, even to the time of Jesus. So this is one of the archways that people love to take pictures on. And there's all kinds of old stones. Imagine underground at one time. It's absolutely outstanding. This is a pilgrim brother that we ran into there from Zambia, and they're looking at the medieval cistern down there. Some of these places are hard to see into, but this is a higher vantage point looking at all of this awesome architecture, what's left of it. It would have been amazing to see this place back in its heyday, right? Here's another cistern or a water situation there. It's cool to see these pillars. I wish we could have seen it in all its glory with the colors and stuff like that. Here we are walking away from that area, from the Muslim part of the city into the stations. And here we have another church. I want to say we've started to go on the stations here. Okay, this is station 3, station 4. These are different stations of the cross here. I love pretty much seeing my dream car under this station 4 right here in the city. And station 5, this is where Jesus is helped by Simon of Cyrene. To speed up the journey to Golgotha and finish the crucifixion quickly, the Roman soldiers had a passerby help Jesus.